with Sports Fans Only. We here at, what's this mall called? American Dream Mall. And we're at the Angry Birds mini golf. As you can see, about to get my Tiger Woods on. Look at that. Oh, almost there. All right, you can set it up. I'm a toast to their career.
The perfect combination, boy.
Hip hard legends in the South.
This is Sports Fans Only home for the hottest sports show around. These guys are on fire.
You're now listening to KJ and Shawn Mack. Let's talk some damn sports.
Welcome back to the Top 10 Series with your host, KJ, and my partner in crime, co-host of the show, Shawn Mizak. Now, for those who don't know what Mizak is, that's Ebonics for Mac. So, what up, Shawn Mack? What's good with you, bro?
I'm good, man. How you doing? Feeling good? Good to be back. I know we've been missing for a while, but we've been putting out a lot of content material, but we're back. KJ, Shawn Mack, let's go.
Let's get it now. Right before we get into this real quick, I want to advise everybody. This past weekend, I went to the American Dream Mall. If you get a chance, take your family, take your kids. I had no idea they had an aquarium. You'll see the pictures going up right now. There's a aquarium there, Legoland, Nickelodeon. These are amusement parks. They have a water park, one of the biggest ones in the world. So if you get a chance, the mall, the food, everything's great. I advise you all definitely go there and take your family for a fun little weekend. So me and Shawn Mack will be going pretty soon, taking some footage. So you guys will see that in the future. So, but anyway, there's been a lot of things going on in sports. We got the NBA playoffs, all the crazy injuries. We got the whole spider tack thing in baseball with the pitchers. We have the baseball average as a whole is the lowest it's been over half a century. And in the midst of all that craziness, there's one consistent, and that consistency has been Jacob deGrom. In fact, I want to show the people the greatness.
Little Jacob figurine.
little Jacob. So I have him here for good luck. I got a little LeBron over here. That's another story for another day.
Care less.
Damn bastards. Anyway, Jacob deGrom, man. I want to know what you guys think of Jacob deGrom and what his amazing season. Let me just get to this real quick. I want to give you guys 5 things about Jacob deGrom this year that's going to absolutely blow your mind. Things that haven't been done basically in the history of baseball. So anyway, Jacob deGrom, as you all know, he's armed with a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. He has a devastating slider. He also has a changeup in his repertoire, curveball. Pretty much has every single pitch. Right now, he is chasing Bob Gibson's 1.12 ERA that he set 53 years ago. Jacob deGrom's ERA is 0.54. It actually went down after the night before last night against the Chicago Cubs. When he exited in the 3rd inning, he faced 9 batters, struck out 8. And that's pretty much what he's been doing the whole year. So like I said, Bob Gibson, 1968, that's when he posted that 1.12 ERA. So after 10 starts, because that's what deGrom's at right now, his ERA is 0.56. Bob Gibson at this time, 53 years ago, was 1.52. Jacob deGrom's whip this year is 0.53. Bob Gibson's that year was 0.89. His opponent's batting average is 121. Bob Gibson's is 186, and opponent OPS, deGrom 372 and Gibson 485. Now I just want to get your take on it real quick. I know you're not a baseball enthusiast like I am. Tell me, what do you, when you see Jacob deGrom pitching this year, what goes through your mind?
I know greatness when I see it. Like, he's great. I know greatness when I seen it. I seen Randy Johnson's whole career. I seen half of Nolan Ryan's career. I seen all of Pedro's career. Seen all of Clement's career. I know greatness when I see it, and this might be the greatest I've seen.
I totally agree. Another crazy stat I'm going to throw out there, he has more RBIs. Now, by the way, he's hitting like 420, 425 for a pitcher. He has more RBIs than he's given up. He's only given up 4 earned runs this entire year, which is crazy. He's
Yeah.
only walked 0.53 people per 9 innings. So basically, he doesn't walk anybody, basically. His ERA plus, the league average is 100. He's at 686. How ridiculously could the league average is 100? So if you're just an average major league pitcher, I don't want to get into what the ERA plus is, but anyway, he's at 686 though. That's 500 something points higher. It's absolutely unheard of. And if you're a pitcher, you know what I'm talking about. The next highest mark was Trevor Bauer last year, and this was all the last year. So take that into account. It was 292. So his ERA plus is 292. Jacob deGrom's right now is 686. And Trevor Bauer was a Cy Young Award. Wait, was it last year? Yeah, he won the Cy Young Award last year, even though it was a shortened year. But
yeah, I was about to say it was a shortened year, but still counts.
Exactly. Now I'm just going to give you the 5 his best performances of the year, and then we're going to go into the top 10 list real quick. April 23rd versus the Washington Nationals, 9 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 15 strikeouts. April 10th versus the Marlins, he had 8 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 14 strikeouts. Against the San Diego Padres, June 5th, he had 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 11 strikeouts, 1 walk. And against the San Diego Padres, June 11th, he had 6 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, and 1 more. May 31st against the Arizona Diamondbacks, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, and 8 strikeouts. So pretty much dominance the entire year. I can't think of another pitcher in Mets history. Tom Seaver is the closest thing, but he's nothing like. I hate to say this, Tom Seaver. You are Tom terrific, but I think Jacob deGrom, I think we can all safely say he has become the #1 pitcher in Mets history. So with that being said, go ahead.
Mets fans always gravitated to Seaver because it's what they had, but Seaver did pitch, I think, half his career in Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly. So the Mets gave up on him. They traded him. And I think Seaver threw his no-hitter when he was in Cincinnati. So he was still a great pitcher when he left.
Yeah.
So, Jacob deGrom's going to be a lifer here. So that automatically is going to make him the face of the franchise at this point. So,
exactly. All right. So moving on. Kay, we're going to do rapid fire. It got me thinking when I seen deGrom, how great is he? Let's see. So I'm going to read the top 10 pitchers that Major League Baseball, and most people have come into agreement on the top 10 pitchers of all times.
All right.
What I need from you is a little rapid fire. Yes or no, he's better than deGrom, or deGrom's better than him in any which way you want to do. And just give me a quick synopsis on why.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Let's
Number
go.
1, right-hand pitcher, Walter Johnson. Do you know Walter?
I know of him, never seen any highlights of him. That's one of them dudes from way back in the day. So I can't really give you I would say Jacob deGrom hands down, just because there wasn't that many teams back then. Dudes weren't, all the analytics weren't there. Dudes had second jobs. You're pitching to dudes that might have worked the night before and they were tired. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
well, I'll give you a quick rundown. He was called a big train. His entire career, he was .417 and .279 with an ERA of 2.17.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Second, we have Roger Clemens. I don't even need to give his stats. You know the deal. We've seen his whole career. What you think?
The only thing I'm going to give Roger Clemens a head up on him is the World Series ring. Other than that, like I said, Jacob deGrom has a full repertoire of pitches. Roger Clemens was more or less a splitter, fastball, cut fastball. He didn't really have too many off-speed pitches. So I'm going to go with Jacob deGrom.
All right. Third on the list, I have Cy Young. So now we have 2 deGroms, right?
Yep, 2 deGroms.
All right. So he's definitely moved in the top 10 in your opinion.
Definitely.
All right. Cy Young.
Cy Young, let's see. They named the award after him. He has the most wins in baseball history and the most losses, but he's another one of those old timers. I'm gonna have to go with deGrom just because this dude wasn't throwing 100 miles per hour, and they also had the benefit of pitching off a mound that was 5 inches higher. And for those of you guys who don't know baseball that well, when the mound is that much higher, you're able to get more torque when you're pushing off the mound to create more velocity. So these guys are playing at a disadvantage. So I'm gonna go with deGrom on that one as well.
All right, so we have 3 deGrom, so he's in top 7 now.
Yes.
Number 4, we have Randy Johnson.
Now, this is a tough one.
We saw his whole career too.
Yeah, I saw his whole career. At this point, I can't say he's – because guess what? When Randy Johnson was playing, you still had your Tony Gwynns. You still had your, like, contact hitters. Everybody wasn't trying to hit a home run.
Guys, right? You're back to average guys, right? Yeah.
So it was that much harder to strike them out. I wonder what Randy Johnson's stats will be in this day and age when everybody is trying to hit a home run and they're trying to pull the ball. So I can't give him the nod over Randy Johnson just yet.
Okay. So he's still at 7. Randy Johnson's still there.
Yeah.
Number five, I got, honestly, I'm just going to say one that I think I got deGrom over him. That's for sure. Number
Who's
5,
that?
we have Greg Maddux.
Yes. Now, I'll say this. If you just want to talk about being just a straight pitcher, just straight pitching and being a pitcher, I would say Maddux is still ahead of deGrom, even though deGrom is almost right there.
Okay.
But when it comes to
manipulating that ball, right?
When it comes to manipulating that ball and making it move and throwing it, yo, just real quick, the other night he threw 23 pitches over 100 miles per hour, and he only pitched like 7-8 innings.
Yeah, Greg Maddux never threw one pitch in his life over 100.
No, never. That's so I'm gonna have to go with Jacob deGrom. I'd rather have Jacob deGrom.
Okay. Moving on. Not sure if you know this guy. I didn't. Christy Mathewson.
I've heard of the name. I've heard it, and he must be another old, maybe. Well, is he the 70s? Does it say 70s? Is he 70s? 80s pitcher? 70s?
No, 1905.
Okay, yeah,
He appeared in 4 World Series and owned the 1905 Classic, 3-0. 2.3 ERA, 28 wins was his best season. No, 37 wins was his best season. But the guy pitched 4,788 innings in 435 complete games.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, man. That dude's arm must have been like Stretch Armstrong at the end of his career. Good Lord.
Oh, wow. So we're going to go with deGrom on that.
Yeah, deGrom.
All right. So he's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's moved 5 people out. All right. Number 7. Ooh, this is going to be tough. Pedro Martinez.
Yeah, this is a tough one, too. Because in Pedro's prime, man, wasn't nobody better than Pedro in his prime.
And with pitchers, we can't really go to the whole he don't have a ring thing, right? Because
not really.
So much
not definitely. Unless you were there's certain instances, like remember when Kurt Schilling and Randy Johnson for Arizona Diamondbacks shouldn't have beat the New York Yankees.
No.
But because they had those two pitchers.
They go both pitched, and then the last
both pitched
game,
twice, right?
They both pitched twice in the same game.
Yeah, exactly.
Game 7.
In instances like that, but you're right. That team Pedro was on was stacked, that Boston team. So,
just head up, mano a mano. Who would you take for one game, Pedro or deGrom?
Oh,
and you know Pedro's in his heyday.
So prime run, that's tough. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with deGrom. I think I'm gonna go with deGrom just because he throws harder. He has all the same pitches Pedro has. Although Pedro had that devastating changeup. That changeup was probably one of the best changeups of all time. deGrom has one too. But yeah, I'm gonna go with deGrom.
deGrom? All right. Ooh, that's tough.
It's tough.
I said I wasn't, but I never seen deGrom pitch a big game yet, so I'm gonna take Pedro.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Only because I haven't seen him in a position, deGrom that is, to actually pitch a big-time game. Which I'm pretty sure he would step up and do his thing, but, you know.
He won his World Series game. If I'm not, no, that wasn't his game. He lost it. So, no, you're right. Yeah. When they went, he pitched in it, but they didn't win. It wasn't his fault, but he still didn't get the win. So.
Not at all. But, you know, that's the only reason I pick it. You know,
okay. I can't argue with that.
Number 8. Ooh, some people, growing up, people say he was the Don. Like, this was the guy. Sandy Koufax.
Yeah, that's tough. And people compare him to Clayton Kershaw.
He's
a guy who could pitch
7.6 ERA and went 165 and 87.
See, with lefties, velocity's not. You can't really factor that in because a lefty's so hard to hit anyway. Just like, you know, if a southpaw boxer, it's just awkward going up against them.
Check it out. They say he was nearly untouchable between 1963 and 1966. During that span, he posted 3 years, right? He posted a 1.86 ERA with the average of 300 strikeouts per season.
I'm going to have to go with Koufax on this one.
Okay.
I know how difficult it is to face a lefty. It's just so unnatural and there's more righty hitters than lefties, so they're gonna come out on top more times when you're that great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Koufax on that one.
Koufax on that one. All right, cool. Yep. Next we have just another one I grew up hearing that was great. Bob Gibson.
Only reason I'm not gonna give it to but his prime days were in the Negro leagues. They say he was even better in the Negro leagues than when he got to the major. He was old. He was in his 30s when he got to the major league. So
gotcha.
I never saw him in his prime, but he still had the lowest ERA of all time. He had the benefit when he had that the year where he posted that 1.13 ERA, the very next year they lowered the mound because they felt like he was too dominant.
They said how good was he the following season in a move that can't have been coincidental. Major League lowered the mound 5 inches and shrunk the strike zone.
Yep. Because of him. Because he was just on. Nobody could hit him.
You could change rules, a la Steph Curry, a la Lamar Jackson, and you do well and succeed. Yeah, you got to go down. So you got to give that to Gibson.
Yeah, got to give it to him. He was just so down, and in the very next year he led the league in strikeouts, and the year after that.
All right,
and he won the Cy Young a year and 2 years after they changed those rules. So he still dominated.
Gotcha. All right, we got to wrap it up and get on out of here. You already mentioned this guy, and this was 1 through 10 in the baseball purist eyes. Sitting at number 10, a 20-year career, 3 Cy Young awards, was on the ballot 5 times. Damn, I'm reading the stats, and it's killing me. He was great. Tom Seaver.
Whew. Yeah, that's another one, man.
The first time terrific.
Yeah, he was Jacob deGrom before Jacob deGrom. He was that nasty. And I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm surprised Nolan Ryan's not on that list. But anyway,
true. But look, wow, from the 60s to the 80s, they say nobody was better than him. I don't know a pitcher that held it down for 20 years, 2 decades.
I know.
That's a long time, bro.
That's a long time.
You know what? Might be his key.
That's what I was about to say. I'm going to have to give Tom Seaver just because, like I said, Jacob deGrom's only 8 years in. He started late. He came up. By the time he was a starter, he was already like in his 24, 25, and that's kind of late to be starting if you're trying to rack up career stats. So I'm going to have to go with Tom Seaver on that one. So what's the tally? Is that 10?
Yeah, no, you got 6 for deGrom, 4 for the other opposing pitchers. So that means deGrom has sit at number 4 in your book.
I think, and wow, I'm surprised they don't have Clayton Kershaw on there.
Not just yet.
Nolan
Ryan was the biggest one, though. But
I think
offhand, is Nolan Ryan better than anyone on this list? The list, not deGrom, but on the list.
He had a lot of walks. See, he was your first classic. No, I'm not going to say the first. Bob Gibson was your first classic power pitcher. Nolan Ryan was like your second well-known one.
Yeah.
He had a lot of walks.
Longevity, too, though. He pitched.
And that's another thing, longevity.
I found out about him. He pitched like 10 more years, right, in the 80s, and he had already had a 15-year career. He went 20 years, too, I think, 20 plus.
Yeah. He had some games where he had like 10 walks. That's why the Mets traded him. He was so wild. So his greatness lied in his longevity and his ability to throw super hard.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a better pitcher than anybody on that. But just a pitcher, I don't think he's a better pitcher, no.
And that's why he's probably not on this list.
That is why.
Breaking it down and everything.
Yeah.
All right. So by mathematical stats and doing all the numbers and pull up, you have deGrom sitting at number 4 of all time.
And I think when it's all said and done, he might pass that. But I think if his career were to end in 3 years or 4 years, he needs another 3-4 years of dominance, and then whenever it ends after that, he's good and he'll be cemented in history. And I think he will be at number 4. But he has a chance to go further.
All right. All right.
Higher
Well,
to the
that
top.
was KJ and Shawn Mack's top 10 series. I kind of like
sir.
that, man. We might work on it, but every time you see top 10 series in the thumbnail, you know we're going to give you top 10 of any sport and just comparison. We'll do top fives too, so it'll be the 5 series and it'll be the 10 series. And boy, if you don't get that damn LeBron James, you know what?
I'm LeBron James.
You know what you need to go do?
What?
Go home. Like where you at, LeBron. Say it.
Damn bastard. Boy, if they don't take his GM rights away, boy, how you keep Kuzma, get rid of Ingram, get AD, everybody he gets hurt, and they all hurt up. Like, damn it, boy.
Breaking news: Stephen A. thinks that because Jokic, not Jokic, come on, man, Mavericks. What's my boy name? Doncic is a little mad because they're getting rid of everybody. Got rid of it, you know.
Yeah.
They have him maybe going to the Lakers.
If he goes to the Lakers,
they got pictures right now: LeBron, AD, and him in the middle.
If he goes to the Lakers, it's over.
Yes,
it's over.
Yes.
I will say this though. Damn it, forgot what I was going to say. You kept talking, made me forget what I was going to say.
I know it happens. Well, you know what? Let's leave this Doncic talk for another segment. We had 20 minutes. We need to get this off. Let's wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Once again, this is the top 10 list with KJ and Shawn Mack,
and this is Sports Fans Only. Hey.